And we bring in Court Klopping, and we were talking in the newsroom. Boy, this was a much needed weekend. I got some rest after the nonstop coverage we've had recently with the park fire.
Yeah, it's nice to see the containment continuing to grow on the park fire perimeter, and it looks likely that we're going to see conditions that are staying pretty decent for firefighters on the front lines today. It's going to be another day where the smoke impacts linger, but they're not going to be as bad as what we experienced last week. We are seeing the hot and dry conditions persisting, and it's going to stay hot and dry through the next several days. So something to keep in mind there. It's going to be the heat that's keeping you indoors in the afternoon and not necessarily the smoke over the next few days. Getting a look outside this morning, the Sundial Bridge in Reading. This is what we're seeing early on today, and it's a much clearer shot than we were dealing with late last week as the smoke was overhead and at ground level in this area. We're still going to see some limited air quality impacts to Reading later on through the midday forecast, but then that clears out this afternoon as the winds pick up out of the south and divert a lot of that wildfire smoke to the north and east. Temperatures this morning starting out in the 60s to lower 70s in the valley, 60s to mid 70s in the foothills. And we're still mostly in those low to mid 50s in our mountain zones right now. Wind out of the south for today in the afternoon, but this morning it's out of the northeast up to around 5 miles an hour. Right now in areas around the park fire. As I'd mentioned, it's staying light this morning, but picking up out of the southeast this afternoon, 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts. Later this evening, we'll see winds from east to west gusting to 25 miles an hour. So this is going to fan flames into areas that have already burned on that eastern perimeter of the fire. Another morning of light winds tomorrow, and another day where the winds pick up out of the south up to around 15 miles an hour tomorrow afternoon. A little bit stronger out of the southeast to northwest tomorrow night. And then it's light winds in the morning Wednesday. 15 to 20 mile an hour gusts in the afternoon again. So it's going to be a rinse and repeat pattern for those winds as we head through the next several days. Now, what is going to change a little bit? Today, we've got clear skies overhead as far as clouds go, but we're going to start to see some clouds working into our region tomorrow into Wednesday. High pressure to our west and east continuing to leave us clear of clouds this morning, but we're going to have that south flow still for the winds later on today as low pressure still prevalent across the west coast, mainly to our north. Through the day today, it's clear skies overhead at 8 a.m., same with noon, same with 5 p.m. So as you commute today, you're going to want those sunglasses. It's going to be bright out there, and the smoke impact's not as substantial. Some thin cloud cover brushing north across our region through the day tomorrow, but still mostly sunny skies. And then we do start to see a few more clouds overhead on Wednesday before those clear out Thursday, and we're left with sunshine and toasty temperatures late this week into your upcoming weekend. Temperatures today ending up in the mid-upper 90s in the northern mountains. We could see a couple cities hitting the century mark this afternoon, but it's mostly 95 to around 99 degrees the afternoon hours. We'll end up in the mid-80s to mid-90s in the Sierra and Southern Cascades, mid-80s to mid-90s in the foothills as well, up to 95 degrees in Paradise, 93 for Magalia, and 94 for Forest Ranch. Looks like we'll see temperatures in the valley eclipsing the century mark, especially for the northern zones. 103 degrees for Reading, 102 degrees for Red Bluff today, 101 degrees projected for Orville and Chico, 104 for Willows. Still a little hazy overhead, but not too bad. And again, it's going to be sunshine over our region today. Moving forward, your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast for your weekend's always in view. Temperatures up to 103 degrees in Chico on Tuesday. Lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the next several days. Still in the triple digits through Friday, but then upper 90s for the weekend with south wind at 10 miles an hour. Reading 103 degrees for today up to 105 on Tuesday. Still above the century mark through your extended forecast, but closing in on the 101 degree mark Friday and Saturday, 100 on Sunday with lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. And the best news of all, Kelly, we're not seeing any increase in winds through the next 7 days either. So positive news there. And the heat, while it is going to be toasty out there, not too bad, especially for early to mid-August standards, staying at least close to the century mark through the next 7 days.